Today on the show, we are talking wellness with Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks from Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery, and we will be talking with Brain Rehab Clinic about misophonia.
And we'll be talking about the coolest gift ever.
All this and more happening right here, right now on Talk365TV. Here we go.
And good morning, welcome back to the show. And I talked about,
That's a big cannon.
This is a big cannon. So essentially what happens is Snowbird, as you know, is located at the top of Little Cottonwood Canyon. Mm-hmm. Got to get that right.
Right, it's important.
Which is the most dangerous avalanche road in all of North America.
Really? Wow, that's a fun, sad fact. Something you don't want to learn firsthand.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the people that take care of it are amazing. And there's a whole crew of people, dedicated people, Alta Snowbirds, Salt Lake County, state of Utah. These guys do amazing work. But one of the cool toys they have is a howitzer that shoots a cannon round from Snowbird and Alta. There's a gun. They shoot them over on the north side of the road and cause avalanches to come down. And so what John did this year, my boss at Snowbird, is got each and every one of us one of these shells.
That is so cool.
This is something that Vita would never allow in the house.
Right.
That no woman would ever allow in a house.
Right. Except it's cool.
Even
your office at your house, I would let this fly because it's a history thing. It's not like you just brought it in and we're like, this was cool, I found it in the street.
No.
How long have you been with Snowbird? Because it's been a few years.
This is my 9th year.
Oh my goodness. Have I known you? I haven't known you as long as you've been there, did I?
Yes.
Do we go back that far?
Well, about 8 years. But anyway, so this is a gift, and I was having lunch with some friends at the Cotton Bottom.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about cool gifts, and I've been driving around with this in my truck ever since. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it'll come in handy, but
at some point.
I walked out and brought this back out to everyone, and every guy looks at that and goes, cool. And my goal at 10 years was if Snowbird were to let me fire the cannon.
I'll be there.
So anyway, on today's show, what are we going to be talking about?
Coming up, we're going to be talking misophonia and a little wellness news you can use, so you're going to want to stick around.
I'm Chris Berman, and welcome back to the biggest auto protection show on earth, brought to you by CarShield. If your car is out of warranty or close to expiring, you could get stuck paying thousands for an engine, transmission, or computer system breakdown. But when you have CarShield, you'll never pay for covered repairs again. CarShield makes sure you don't have to pay for expensive car repairs, and that's why I'm a CarShield customer.
Call 800-970-1872.
Wellness news you can use is brought to you by Brain Rehab Clinic.
All right, everybody, welcome back. As promised, we are talking wellness news you can use. And Trip, I need an update because the last time I saw you, we gave you some deep sleep, and I want to know, give me the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, first of all, as you know, I am the biggest cynic in the world about anything.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be asking you this question if I didn't know you weren't going to give me your honest answer, even if it was bad.
This product works. I am really shocked, and it's so funny to be able to see on an app on your phone how much you slept the night before, and it's kind of funny because I spent way too much on this watch. I spent $30.
Is it? I was going to say, is it an Apple Watch?
No, it's an iTech.
You have my hair on your watch or something. Okay, there you go.
But it connects to an app, and I saw my sleep. So anyway, getting back to the topic at hand, which sometimes we digress. Mm-hmm. Sleep is something that is so essential.
Well, and if you have a product that not only will help you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, but not wake up groggy, I think those are the 3 magical essentials of a product that most products just aren't able to do. One of those 3. So Brain Rehab's Deep Sleep is amazing. If you haven't learned about it or heard about it, do jump on their website and check it out. It is available now. With a discount code, there's like a $5 off if you mention you saw us on the show today. But Enough with deep sleep. We're talking Dr. Hatch and misophonia right now, because misophonia is a condition that if you have it, you probably are frustrated and unsure of how to move forward and how to find people who really understand it. And we recently did an update on misophonia with Dr. Hatch because there were some recent articles that came out proving that basically what Dr. Hatch has been doing is the exact things the research now is proving as a recommendation for protocols for misophonia. So he has been an innovator and a leader in this field, and one of his patients, Jackson, came in. They had to close down the facility. They had to use whiteboards to talk to him. And to meet him now at a follow-up visit, you would have no idea it was the same person. I mean, it is amazing what can happen when you get the brain in order. If you don't believe me, here's Jackson to tell you a little more about it.
Talk365TV's Wellness Minute is brought to you by Brain Rehab Clinic.
When I was little, I just didn't even acknowledge it. I would just hear noises and I'll be like, I hate that person now. And I just didn't even think anything of it because I thought it was just normal. I'm Jackson Clemenson. I'm 15, turning 16 soon. I'm in 10th grade. I'm from Minnesota, here in Brain Rehab Clinic in Utah. I'm here for a variety of things, including misophonia, anxiety, and tics. I've had misophonia since I was 8, from what we know, probably just younger, and my tics I've had for all my life. When I was little, I just didn't even acknowledge it. I would just hear noises and I'll be like, I hate that person now. And I just didn't even think anything of it because I thought it was just normal. And then once it really started to bother me and interrupt my learning, then my mom looked it up and did research and found out it was misophonia. And so since then, since I was 8, we've been looking for someone. And then I found Dr. Hatch when I was 13 or 14 at a conference for a Misophonia Association. But I was happy to finally meet Dr. Hatch. There's so much how brains work, where my tics come from, how exercises work, new things about the brain, how awesome Dr. Hatch is. Just all sorts of new stuff that I never knew. For exercise, definitely being responsible, staying organized with all the things I need for my exercises. Definitely time management, because time gets away from me. Especially since I have executive functioning disorder, so one of the things is my time goes by faster or slower to me than other people, so it's hard to manage that. But last year, people couldn't talk around me. I could barely talk from my stutter. People couldn't talk because of my misophonia. I couldn't be around people. I couldn't watch YouTube or Netflix or videos or anything. I couldn't go out in public. I couldn't go out in public or anything. I had really bad anxiety, really bad. So I wasn't able to. It was really hard to go places and try new things. I couldn't basically live, and I would just sit in my room. But now I can go out in the world and be who I want to be. Brain Rehab Clinic, it's the only place I know that can cure things like misophonia and just so many things. I don't know of any other place that has this good of staff and this kind of people that are willing to help you with anything you have, no matter how difficult it is.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. Are you curious about Talk365TV? Now you can watch us twice daily, Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. and 1 a.m. on Utah's CW30 or anytime online.
Let's get ready for home appliance repair.
George, we have Choice Home Warranty.
Oh yeah, with Choice Home Warranty, we don't have to fight expensive repair bills. Hi, George Foreman here, and if you're a homeowner, stop getting sucker punched by the high cost of home repairs. Choice Home Warranty can protect over 25 of your home's major systems and appliances.
For about $1 a day.
And if their army of expert technicians can't fix it, they'll replace it.
You could save thousands.
You never have to worry about getting ripped off or scramble for trusted repairmen. Choice Home Warranty has a proven record 1,000,000 times over. So when your heater, oven, or fridge throw in the towel, call Choice Home Warranty, and for about $1 a day, never pay for covered home repairs again.
Call right now for your free quote, and we'll include your first month free. Call 800-338-0462, 800-338-0462.
Talk365TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery. And welcome back to the show. We're going to be talking plastic surgery in this segment. And you've said, what would you want done? And
Anything.
I'm not going to say that, but I would like.
Do you want to know what we want? You need to get your nose fixed. Clearly, you can't breathe straight. You're like me, except I hate surgery. Do you not have a deviated septum? And
Well,
I'm
I've had
not
it-
talking about having it fixed like cosmetically, but fixed so you can actually breathe.
I've had it fixed before, and here's the problem. I got in a hockey fight afterwards, which is the dumbest thing.
That's
yeah, but
pretty
it
lucky.
is tough to breathe. And literally, do not have your nose fixed by a great doctor and then get
Go play a
punched
hockey
in the
game.
face.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, I know. It's a tricky thing. Well, he does lots of tricky and amazing things. Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks has been around for 18 years. He is among the top surgeons in Utah, and every year he does trainings with plastic surgeons that come from around the world to learn how to do medical sculpting and medical drawing, because the aesthetic side of plastic surgery is so important. And he is such a great consultation because he'll sit down and start drawing while you're talking to him. And by the end, he will show you a picture of exactly what you were talking about and the way he will approach it from a surgical standpoint. Now, for a limited time, he is offering a free consultation. If you jump on his website and you go to the video consultation tab, you can sign up there, send in a request form, mention you saw us on the show today, and they will hook you up with a free consultation. And this is a $150 value. He doesn't do this often, but he is doing it right now. So I recommend you get in there and talk to him about your ideas that you want done, your wish list, and make a plan with him. And if you want more information about him, we're about to give it to you right here and now.
Today's Talk 365 TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery with wellness team expert Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks.
Hey everybody, I'm Holly Love and welcome to our Talking Wellness series. Today I am super excited to introduce you to our brand new wellness team expert, Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks. Hi, Dr. Fairbanks.
Good morning, Holly. How are you?
I am doing so good. We are beyond thrilled to have you join our team of wellness experts because I'm going to brag on you a little bit, so get ready.
Okay.
You are among the top doctors in this industry of plastic surgery. You have a huge list of accreditations, starting with being board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery, recognized by the American Board of Medical Specialties, past president of the Utah Plastic Surgery Society and the Salt Lake Surgical Society. Plus, you have affiliations with the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, the American Cleft Palate Craniofacial Association, the International Society for Auricular Reconstruction, and the Aesthetic Society. Then, in your spare time, you are an adjunct assistant professor of surgery at the University of Utah School of Medicine. And then every year, you teach a medical life drawing and sculpture course for the Aesthetic Society's national meeting. So basically what all of this points to is that over your 17 years in this industry, you have honed proven advanced surgical skills with artistic skill that results in both functionality and aesthetic beauty, but most importantly, natural looking results. And what is interesting to me is that it is this artistic skill that sets you apart as such a gifted and talented surgeon, and yet it is the artistic skill that is the thing that almost made you not a surgeon.
You're correct.
So you are a fourth generation Utah artist, and as a kid you were determined to follow in the footsteps of your grandpa and become an artist yourself. So before we dive in and talk too much about all of your specialties, I'd like to go back a little bit and tell me about your family and your journey, because your history in this community as well as in art is really, really interesting.
Well, I appreciate that, Holly. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. My grandfather was Albert Fairbanks and a prominent Utah artist. Is known for many of the mascots in high schools and at major universities here. It's like the BYU Cougar and the University of Utah Ute Indian behind the Union Building. He's known for multiple monuments around the state of Utah, as well as the nation. In particular, he's got some statues in the Statuary Hall at the U.S. Capitol. He's known for designing the initial Dodge Ram hood ornament for the car in 1932. In 1947, he returned back to Utah and started the College of Fine Arts at the University of Utah. And I was able to go to Italy with him and learned how to carve marble as a 12-year-old. So I wanted to be an artist like my grandfather. Later on, I spent some time in Italy during my college years, and at that time I was doing some work where I was working with people, and I enjoyed doing that. And I thought, you know, I'm wondering if I should do something different than just being an artist. And my father is a plastic surgeon, and he's also an artist. In fact, he's responsible for the eagle on Eagle Gate here in Salt Lake City. So I decided that I was going to be a pediatrician. So I came home and got back into school at the University of Utah, and I started with a technical writing class, and I chose ear reconstruction because my father was taking care of some children with ear deformities, and I was able to watch the surgeries. Once I saw the change in these children's lives, I decided that that's what I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
So between medical school and residency, I was in the Army as a general medical officer, eventually completed a plastic surgery residency. During that time, my plastic surgery rotation was in Hangzhou, China with Operation Smile. And that's when I was introduced to cleft lip and palates. There I learned that reconstructive surgery and cosmetic or aesthetic surgery are really one and the same.
Yeah.
The question is why are we doing the surgery? And that's what determines whether it's reconstructive or cosmetic. So that's how I became the plastic surgeon that I am today.
I love it. Besides ears and cleft palates, you have other surgeries you've specialized in as well, and facelifts are another area of expertise. So tell me about those, and again, a little bit more about your approach to plastic surgery that is very exclusive to you.
Well, facelift is an important procedure because it also changes lives. We've seen people who are feeling like they're looking more tired, feeling older, and yet they feel young. And that's what it drives many people to the facelift. And it's not just women, it's also men. Our approach to the surgery is to put things back where they used to be. I take the things that I learned in residency, and then in my practice, I take my artistic background, put them all together, and that's how I approach my surgery. I feel that it's important to understand the anatomy and to reproduce the anatomy and to make it functional if we need to. For example, our approach to the facelift is bring the cheeks up and give a nice neckline and have somebody look like they're 10 to 20 years younger, looking like themselves, but not looking like they've had an operation. And so that's what we do with the facelift. With other procedures, for example, are the eyes. We call it a blepharoplasty, and that's where we take off the extra skin of the upper eyelids and of the lower eyelids. It will help the eyes look younger, but sometimes for people who've had a lot of extra skin, it helps them to see better.
Wow. So let's talk about ear pinning. As a kid, if you had ears that were out, how much being made fun of is something that's scarring, and how the procedure, it's very quick and easy to do, and it's something you specialize in.
Yes, I do. So these are the children that have been teased at school for what they call Dumbo ears or something like that. Girls get away with it more because they'll wear their hair down. The boys, if they're wearing their hair short, they don't get away with it as much. We do an incision from behind the ear, rearrange the cartilage, pull it back into a more aesthetic position. Heals up very nicely. I've had older patients come in who say, you know, my parents did braces for me, and that was great, but I wish they would have also helped me with my ears. Often these are the parents that are bringing in their children who have the prominent ears, saying, I don't want this to happen to my children like it happened to me.
Wow. I love the association with braces. I think empowering our next generation to just be strong and self-confident is one of the coolest things. I bet you have so much fun.
It's very satisfying.
So moving from ears, let's talk a little bit about rhinoplasty and revision rhinoplasty, because it's a different animal and it's a technique that requires a lot of skill and one that you have honed over your years in the industry.
Correct. Our approach to rhinoplasty is both anatomic and functional, and it's important to understand the anatomy, and it's important that a nose not only looks good, but breathes well. With a regular rhinoplasty, that is a primary rhinoplasty, no previous surgery, no injury, the anatomy is where it should be, but sometimes a little different, and then that's where we rearrange some of the cartilage and take down, say, the bump on the nose, and we'll also do the work on the inside to straighten the septum and open the airway. So again, the nose not only looks good, but breathes well. With secondary rhinoplasty, also known as revisionary surgery or revisionary rhinoplasty, this is a little more challenging. The anatomy isn't like you would expect. Often parts are missing, and that's where we have to think about whether or not we want to use cartilage from the ear. Sometimes we have to use cartilage from the ribs. and reproduce all the anatomic parts of the nose.
Well, when I think about you over in Italy carving marble, and I think about how you bring that skill to carving cartilage to return a nose, however it got to its state from multiple breaks, accidents, born with deformities, or you just want it to look a certain way, understanding that that artistic skill is such a huge component to actually having a result with a functioning nose working the way you want it to.
You're correct.
Let's talk a little bit about fat grafting, because I know that's a piece of the facelift and other procedures that you use in the industry.
Correct. So fat grafting has been a wonderful technique. It's been evolving even more so over the last couple of decades. One of the beautiful things about fat is stem cells are associated with the fat cells, and they help with the quality of the tissues. So where do we use the fat in the face? I personally like to use it around the lips, acne scars or fine wrinkles in the forehead or between the eyebrows, and to fill in some divots or something from a trauma or some other defect. Either way, fat is a wonderful, wonderful thing to use. As an alternative to the injectables, we've had a lot of very satisfied patients with fat grafting. Another procedure gaining more and more momentum is fat grafting for breast augmentation.
Oh, wow.
So often people will joke about taking it from somewhere and put it in their chest. And I tell people, no, we can actually do that. Of course, the limiting factor is how much fat can you donate.
Do you need donations from other people? Because I
Well,
could
it has
happily.
to be from the same person, sorry.
Dang it, I thought we could start
Everybody
a
likes
side
to
career.
No, it's the same person. Either way, we take it from the hips, we can take it from the belly, we can take it from the thighs. And if done well, they are soft and they look natural, they feel natural. And of course, then there's the breast augmentation with either saline or the saltwater implants, but the more popular are the silicone gel-filled implants.
Now, another one is tummy tucks. So there's a lot of good stuff that goes on with the tummy tuck. So let's talk about it.
Often people call this the nip and tuck, and it is a procedure where people think, oh, it's just cosmetic, when in fact it helps with the function. So what will happen is, with either childbirth or obesity, the rectus muscles, your six-pack muscles, they'll separate. We call that a diastasis. So when we do the tummy tuck approach, not only do we take away the extra skin and some of the stretch marks, we take those six-pack muscles and put them back together, and we can increase the core strength and sometimes improve back pain with that.
Wow. So not just moms, anybody who is unhappy with their stomach situation is able to receive some benefits from that, right?
Correct. The tummy tucks that we do for men, and tummy tuck is also known as abdominoplasty. These are typically men who've lost a lot of weight and have the excess skin that's hanging over. One of the other keys about a tummy tuck is not only having a good scar pretty well hidden, and also make a belly button look like a belly button, so that if we have a patient that likes to expose their belly for one reason or another, and if you have a scar around the belly button, that's a telltale sign.
Belly dancers, he's got you covered.
There you go.
Yeah.
The one thing we do is every procedure we do is individualized for the patient, and we approach it just for them, and we go over all the factors to include all the safety factors too.
Well, your consultation process is very unique because you implement your artistic approach as well as the medical in the consultation process, so that the presentation in the end for the patient, you really know what's going to happen and what you're going to get, and you have a visual on what the outcome may look like. So let's talk about your consultation. Let's talk about how you do things a little bit differently, because you are a surgeon that is also a gifted artist.
Well, I appreciate that, Holly. It's very kind of you. I like to treat people the way I'd like to be treated or have my family treated. So I want my patients to really understand what it is that we need to do for them. And I like to give them options. You mentioned the drawing. Yes, I do the drawing because I want them to understand what is going to happen and what to expect. And for me, to draw it out is just, to be honest with you, it's easier for me.
Yeah.
And so by the time we go to surgery, the patients understand what's going to happen.
If you want more information about Dr. Fairbanks and the procedures that he does, I would recommend logging onto their website, fairbanksmd.com, where you can watch an extended TV interview and online consultation where we went through each of these specialty procedures individually and really broke them down and talked about them at length. And for a limited time, you can also sign up and get a complimentary consultation in here with Dr. Fairbanks when you mention Talk365TV or enter promo code Talk365TV by booking it online, which is probably over $175 worth of a consultation fee, and you can get yours for free. Dr. Fairbanks, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Holly.
I am so excited to have you a part of the team. I can't wait for our next rounds of information to go out and our next time we get to sit down and chat.
Great, thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere. We will be right back on Talk365TV right after this.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you could enroll in a plan with some amazing additional benefits. Call now.
For the time of your life, watch Talk365TV twice daily on Utah's CW30 or anytime online. Talk365TV is proud to announce their new studio home, Ignite Studios, for all your video needs.
Welcome back, everybody. So, Trip, what's going on? You and the bear, best friends still? Holding it down?
So John Absey, who played the bear for 25 years, is considered the greatest mascot because he combined the athleticism of some of the mascots with the humor of the, mascots go way back. The San Diego Chicken was the first one, and he was funny. And then the gorilla down in Phoenix did all the athleticism. And John combined both. And he started a company called Sego. And basically, what Sego is going to do is help people do promotions, provide merchandise.
Event promotions, all that good.
Yeah, and he's the guy who really has done amazing things. And it was funny, before the show, Silvia and I were talking about her wedding, and I was mentioning that Vita's goddaughter is getting married. Mm-hmm. But when I'm talking to her about her big thrills, meeting the bear at a jazz game, she still talks about 20 years later. And, she's grown up and everything. So mascots are really important, but it's only part. You go to a game now, and you're going to an entertainment event. Oh, absolutely, from start to finish. And the big screens now has such great acuity and visual, they're amazing. And in daylight, it's looking at a TV in your living room. It's crazy cool. Now, before we let this go, though, Jazz Bear John Absey, he also runs a charity, which is why we love him so much. He has always been a strong proponent of children's charities and giving back to your community. He's just a really great guy. He sure is. And we'll put a number up on the screen if you have any questions. But I want to thank John for being a friend of the show. Want to thank you for doing it. Silvia, the newly married Silvia. Ooh, her wedding was so fun. We'll give some information on that coming up in a later show. Yeah, guys will love that. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.